I started my career as a salesperson. I used to sell a car. That was my first job, and then I learned lots of things. In fact, lots of things there. And then the first company that I started. Can you hear me in the back? Okay. The first company that I started is Real Solutions. It's a Real Solutions Private Limited. Okay. So Real Solutions is a human resource consulting firm. When I started this, I didn't know why I started, and I didn't know what to do. I'll come to that point. Then I introduced merojob.com. After having merojob.com, then I heard lots of noises coming in from the rural areas, from the illiterate people, that okay, यो त पढे लेखेको लागि भयो कम्प्युटरबाट गर्ने हाम्रो लागि त हामी चाहिँ विदेशै जाने. Then one fine day I saw a dream with the name, and I immediately started that company called Rozgari Services with the brand Rozgari Pasal. So this Rozgari Pasal is mainly for workers, especially illiterate people or less literate or rural areas people. It's a blue collar worker job matching process that handles this. And when I was doing the whole business, and then I realized that for everything I'm using technology. So then I found the key that okay, technology is the key for every business success now in coming days. Then recently I started this iLogic, that's an IT company. So, but this IT company takes care of merojob.com, Rozgari Pasal system, this also there's a system, and then Real Solutions system. So this is what I am today in this 15. This is a 15 years journey. Merojob is only 7 years young, and Rozgari is only 5 years young, and iLogic is only 8 months young. So, and then I have a dream that in my lifetime I'll have 20 different companies. And then I'm done with 4. I have written down what sort of company that I wish to have in my group. So I've already named it few like 3 companies that I have. That's in the pipeline. I've done all the kind of business planning and all. But when to start, so it will tell, time will tell me when to do that. Okay. Now, when it comes to the entrepreneurship, I'm doing a kind of confusing, I'm kind of like, for many people, I'm a confused entrepreneur. You know why? I myself is an entrepreneur, but I encourage people to work. I encourage people to apply for a job, and I encourage people to go and work for someone. This is most of the entrepreneurs say. But remember that if everyone becomes an entrepreneur, who will work for the entrepreneur? Right? So there are lots of people that are born in such a way that everyone can't be an entrepreneur. You have to admit this fact. Though everyone's dream in Nepal, it seems like that, is to be on their own. They want to do on their own, and then they don't want to work for someone else. But just be in the shoe of those people who wants a professional career, who can't invest, who can't be an entrepreneur because of their nature or various reasons. Now, every entrepreneur needs to focus on these people, this team, because I am successful today because of my team. They are not entrepreneur, but after having this, not after, but during having this 20 different company, I will make everyone entrepreneur. All my team members, I've already started. So these people are the one who will be filtered out, will be leading these different companies. So I'm trying to make a leader. And then when they grew up from the very small level to one level, they have gone through lots of process. Lots of process of learning. How to main learning is how to work, how to deliver a result. They have been learning, and I'm being their partner on their learning. I'm also learning from them. I'm also letting them learn. So every entrepreneur, what I believe is, should have a team management quality. HR management, especially the HR management aspect, is the key. Because I'm successful today because of my team. Recently, around three months back, we in our company we celebrated 10th anniversary of one employee. You know how we employ, how we had this function for this celebrating the 10th anniversary, work anniversary of that particular employee. Was there was a human chain. My office is in the 7th floor, so we all people around 70 team members stood on the ladder, and then when this person came to just clap this person, and everyone was telling them, "Wow, good job, keep it up," on that ladder itself. And then we welcome that person, and then we also give that person a Bangkok trip, life insurance, blah blah blah. Then again another person, this few days back, she also crossed this 10 years. We again happened that event. Now when I see these people, this 10 years crossed people, that now they have the spirit. Over the period of 10 years, they have improved a lot. Both these people had joined my organization as a typist. Now they hate a particular company. One hate these Real Solutions, which is 15 years company, and another hates the newly established company, this iLogic. Now I'm telling them how to manage, how to be a good entrepreneurial spirit within you, so that you can take your career to the next level. So the thing is, when you have the good team member with you, then success is there. Success is there. You cannot do things alone. Tell me one business where only an entrepreneur is successful because of him or her only. It's not possible. It's not possible. So people management is the key for the success of every entrepreneur. That is what I do. Now I'll take you to my journey, but before that I'd like to know the audience that are you all the trying to be an aspiring entrepreneur or a startup or the established entrepreneur? Everyone? Or you're just thinking of doing a business? Have you started your business? Most of you, everyone? Okay. Not? Few of you are thinking of, in the process, right? Okay, now I'm making sense. And every one of you are here Nepali? Okay. Okay, then for both of you I have to speak in English. And then I'll use a Nepali language in between and try to translate it as well for your benefit. So, how I started my journey of entrepreneurship is accidental. I didn't know how to do a business, what is business, and then I didn't know how to start. I didn't have a platform like this. And in college life also, in colleges also, I was not taught that you have to do a business or you have to work. My major focus was to study and secure high marks, that's it. But I was not taught how to write an applications letter for a job. I was not taught how to register my company. And I don't know what we studied when I have to use my own brain then after. Then when I started my career, I studied in Bangalore. I did my BBM there, and then when I came back, I told my mom that, okay, now I'll get 10,000 rupees straight away, so I'll land up with a good job. 10,000 was a big amount that time. The trend was around like basic salary was 5,000 rupees. And my mom said, okay, Herula, I'll see. Then I waited for a month. Nobody gave me a job. Then I used my common sense and opened the newspaper. Then I saw there's a vacancy advertisement. And there was a clear instruction was written that you have to bring your applications letter and then the biodata. And the internet was very new that time. And I searched that in Yahoo, what is biodata or CV and then applications letter. I wrote it and that was the walk-in interview. I went there. And then I used my common sense and I passed after 6 different interviews and then I got the job. So I crossed my education because I was not taught that thing. And then even I didn't hear a single word about it at my home. So after you study, your life is going to be wonderful. So I thought the same way, but it was mistaken. And then when I started working, then I realized I had to sell a car for which I need to have 3 different skills because I had to sell a car. I realized that, okay, my English, I have to have a very good English, which I didn't have. Though I studied in so-called boarding schools and then the English-speaking schools and all, I didn't have that fluent English because if the diplomats or foreigner comes and then asks for a car features and all, I'll not be able to explain because I was not fluent. Next thing is, I didn't have a smiling face. To sell, you should have that humbleness, the cheerful nature, why don't you see this and that, and I didn't have that. Because it was not taught to me. And third thing I realized was convincing skill. But how to convince? Because it's not telling or giving the information about the car. It's about convincing. When I realized I had this 3 weaknesses, then I don't know, my brain functions so fast or something. In 3 months' time, I realized that I have all these 3 things. So I just put that information in my brain, and my brain, I don't know how it absorbed or it took it or it practiced or I don't know, but I may have practiced these things or studied or absorbed. Then these things started on me, and then I became the highest seller. I sold many cars. Before I joined, there was only 7 cars, and then I left the job in a year, and I saw how many cars I sold. I sold 86 cars. Wow. Wow, that was a great thing. Then I realized what is customer service, what is how to write a proposal letter, how to interact with the different kind of people. I had a fight with the customer, but I had to be very humble. And I tricked the customer, and then lots of incidents happened in this 1 year time. Then after a year, there was a situation why I left the job was, there was an agreement between me and my boss in between at the time of the festival that he told me, okay Shailendra, you sell 10 cars in this festival, I'll give you extra 10,000 rupees. And I asked him, what if I sell 12 cars? Then he said, okay, 10,000, 1,000 each. So if you sell additional cars, I'll give you 2,000. So and at the end of this festival, I realized that I sold 12 cars. So how much I was about to get? 14,000. And I asked for it. He said, did I say anything like that? Honesty, people management, motivations. God, I was the highest seller. I made a record. Lots of other automobile company was eyeing on me to hire, and then he dissed me. Wow. Then I realized that I will take a revenge of this. One day I'll have my business and I'll pay incentives to all the team members. You know what? I'm doing that. I'm doing that today. And whenever I sign this check of incentives, of each employee, I feel so satisfied today. So त्यो एउटा इख भन्छ नि, एन्टरप्रेन्योरसिपमा त्यो एउटा इख पनि चाहिँदो रहेछ क्या, त्यो भावना कुनै न कुनै चिजले हामीलाई त्यो प्रेस चाहिँ गर्नुपर्छ. So kind of like the feeling that you should have, and then which makes you more determined. Then I came and then opened one business that was a kind of, I don't know why I did it, but just because I wanted to start a business, I started one business, Home Private Limited, and with one of the relatives. And the idea was to sell the home appliances on installment basis. And I asked for money at my home, and my dad told me this is a bad idea. You're trying to invest lots of money beforehand and then try to collect with each people, and you know how much it is painful to collect those money, monthly installments. You have to go to the door and then they will not pay, you have to fight with them, and then they are on rented people, and then they shift the rent and they will not inform you, and where are you going to find them out? I did it for a year and then realized, oh no, this is not a good idea. So I should drop it. Not only that, I was dissed by my partner, business partner, who was a kind of like Charles Sobras. I don't know how I met this person, but he was a super dog. He was like a kind of like an amazing person who makes money like anything. This is charming personality, and everyone that gives him money and he never returns back. And I was a partner, and it was hampering my business. So partnering is also one of the major thing that you have to understand. Who you are partnering with. Everyone has their own interest. It's not only the matching the interest, it's also about the hard work, the equality, and then lots of other things that comes in. So then it comes, another relatives came in, let's do this kind of business and that, and I thought like, I wanted to quit this business, and then I wanted to open new one. So with my friends, few friends, four of us decided that, okay, let's open one company, and then so you handle it. We are working somewhere else, job holders, so you handle it, and then let's see how it goes. Okay, I said, let's go, do it. Then that time the idea was to have a poster in a Nepali, it's a motivational poster, and then to sell it at 250 rupees each to the different offices. A motivational poster, we usually get it in Facebook nowadays, but those times we didn't have Facebook. So, and then we used to get it in English language. So we had lots of motivation quotes from Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, this and that. So we can just customize it. So we thought like, okay, let's start this business. And then we did this when I was broke already. I didn't have money. So my friend said, okay, I'll put the money, 10,000 rupees, let's register it. And then we had to think of the name. And what happened is one of my business partner went to the next to his friend who had this company, and then you know that I opened a company, and then he told that what's the name of the company. Then he was confused because we had not come with the company name. And he said, Real Solutions. Frankly, just said that it's Real Solutions. Oh, Real Solutions, good name. So what does it do? It does anything. It gives a Real Solutions. And then he told that, okay, then give me one receptionist and this bike mechanic for me. Then he came to me and then said, Shailendra, I simply told this guy that I can do anything, and then I told this, and he said, and then the idea clicked. Okay, let's start the employment access center kind of things. And then I searched it in a Yahoo, day, night, everything. I prepared the forms, this, that, everything, and then we had to give a small ad, and we didn't know how much it cost to give an ad in Kantipur. For a small ad, that time it was around like 25,000 rupees. Oh my God. Now, how do I do business? Because None of us has money. None of us had money. And then one of my said that, okay, I'll just make a connection in a such a way that we don't have to pay that amount, but advertisement will be published. The advertisement said that, are you looking for this kind of job, then come to us, registrations, come and register. And then lots of people came in, and then we had this form for 100 rupees. We sold the form for 100 rupees, and we collected 100 rupees. And then in a day we collected around like 5,000 rupees. Oh wow, that's great, man. Now equally it worried us, because we have collected so many people, and then how are we going to place them? Because we didn't get a bike mechanic, and then we didn't get a quality receptionist. Now how are we going to serve our client? Then slowly we started calling each of them, so we have another person, this and that and all, and then we sent people, but all of them got rejected. But with that ad we got another client which said, okay, I need a person, salesperson, this person, and then started working on that, and then we said, okay, if you select, then we will call you, you will have to pay 2,500. They said, okay. Then it worked. Okay, fine. Then I had the meeting with this person first time with the client, and I told him this is how it works, because I had collected all the designed all the forms and everything, so he signed it and everything, and then we sent him the person, and 2 of them were selected, and we got 5,000 rupees. And to get that 5,000 rupees, we had to wait for 3 months. No other business. My office was like small sized office in Putali Sadak, and nothing to do. In fact, nothing to do. No telephone calls, because the advertisement effect has decreased everything. Then slowly started thinking that, okay, now this is not the way. The poster company, when we analyze it later on, we had to have this 2 lakh rupees to start that, because we need to have the photographer, the printing, the distributions, these and that, and then we dropped the idea. We started, and then we changed our objective, and then into this employment exchange kind of activities. Then I thought that, no, this is not the way. Now let's explore what I really can do. Then when I realized that there's no such HR department in most of the organization, this is where now we need to hit. Because that time I read one jokes in Himalayan Times that one person was one business person with his like slipper business sent his salesperson to the Africa, and this salesman called him over the factory to his boss that, boss, no one wears slipper here, so there's no market. Then another businessman sent another salesperson, and then he said, boss, no one wears a slipper here, there's a market. So if no one is wearing a slipper, then you have 100% market, right? Then I realized that, okay, if the organization don't have this HR department, then we have to have this business where we stand as an HR consulting firm, and we provide them the consulting service on how to have the HR department in their organization. So this is how it started. And then we had lots of proposals, lots of things there in place, but no one believed us. No one believed us because we didn't have the profile. We have not opened a single HR department in any company. Then we had to come down to the specific service like recruitment. Then that time I remember that I had sent a proposal letter to different banks and different organizations. One fine day I got a call. Okay, it says that you provide the recruitment and selection service, so we need a particular service from you. Can you provide? I said yes. Okay, I'm sending you the TOR, terms of reference. Go through it and submit the proposal as per the deadline. I got it in my email, and then I thought, okay. I started writing in such a speed that I called back that client in an hour, and I told him that I'm ready with the proposal. He was surprised. Are ready? Sure? Yes. So okay, come tomorrow. No, I want to come today. No, as to Nepal band ho ni. Nepal, that's a closer day. So I said, like, no, that doesn't matter. I'll come. Where's your office? That time we had shifted to Anamnagar because our landlord in Putali sort of kicked us because we could not pay the rent. And then I had to take a loan to pay that, and then I shifted to the lower budget rent. And then I said, I'm coming from Anamnagar to Kamlati. It's far. No sir, I walk. Literally, I was there and then walking all the way to the Kamlati. And when I entered this bank, it was a bank, and I was so tired, fully sweat, and you know what I said? He asked me to sit on the sofa, and then I said, can I have a glass of water, please? That was innocent, and then it was so natural thing. He felt so petty on me, and then he gave me a glass of water, and then he asked me, are you serious? You are here with the proposal? Yes sir. And I showed him. He saw, and his one is 2-page proposal because I didn't know how to make a proposal. But I knew that this work I can do. And then he saw, and he was also free because it was Nepal Band. And then he called the CEO, and he said, let's go and meet the CEO. I was like, and I said, like, CEO, are you sure? Yeah. I was so scared because I never met a CEO in my life. I never thought that I will be meeting such big personality in that day, and I was not prepared because I don't know how to do, and I was so nervous. And he took me to the CEO. CEO was so humble. Oh, okay, have a seat. Do you like to have a tea, coffee? And then the rapport building was really good. He made me a comfort. And then when I sat there, and then he asked me, okay, how would you do this job? I said, with all the energy and with all the salesmanship that I had, I spoke out in English. and he was just laughing, smiling, that, and then maybe he liked my energy. He liked two things. One is the thing that I did, walking all the way in this Nepal bus. Another thing is the presentations that I did. And he said, okay sir, you have not worked before, right? Can you deliver whatever you said? I said, yes. You know what he said? Okay, I'll give you this work. And if you do it professionally, remember, professionally, not a Nepali way. Nepali para, not a Nepali way, but a professional way. I'll give you 10 lakhs. I remember that time. 10 cars, I'll give you 10,000. I remember that. It may not apply here, maybe you will give me 10. I said, okay. So what do I have to do? You have to sign a contract with us. I didn't know that I had to sign a contract to start the service. So all the contracts were made, and they gave us the work, and that was the breakthrough for me in my this entrepreneurship practice. You know what I had to do was I had to prepare lots of things together. I had to the work was to conduct the aptitude test, communicate with the people, put the whole this paper-based applications tabulated. I had to convert it into tabulations, and then inform them and have this written test, aptitude test happen, and then submit the report to them. I didn't know how to develop aptitude test questions. I didn't know how to use Excel that in such a way that they want the tabulations done. I was so scared. Then I took a help of my relatives, and he helped me. I told him that I'll pay for it. He said, no, don't pay me. I just want to help you because you want to do something in your life. And I said, no, I want to pay you, but I'll pay you little. Whatever is possible, I'll pay you because I was getting money from him. That was the thing. Then when we did everything perfectly, that is the time when this 2 employee had joined me as a typist to tabulate the things. And then we done it perfectly. And when I was there with the report to submit to the CEO, I was so happy that I believe that I've done it as per his expectations. You know what he said? Good, Shailendra, I'm so proud of you. You have exceeded my expectations. You have done it perfectly. Now I'll come give you 10 clients. Then he straight away called one client. That client was Standard Chartered Bank. I was so scared, oh my god, Standard Chartered. Again I have to meet those big people there. Then he gave me, I believe he gave me around like 16,000 clients as of now. Because it all started from that point. So that is the kind of like breakthrough that may happen in our entrepreneurship, where our dedications, our hard work, our focus, our commitment, the whole energy, everything's come together. And then, have you seen this movie called Panda? What's that? Kung Fu Panda. And do you know this chi? Remember? What happens with that chi? This panda, the junior panda, what he does is like, he gathers all the forces and then bring the chi, and then when it throws it, it happens what he wants. So in entrepreneurship as well, you have to gather everything in one part, make a chi, and then throw, it will click. It definitely click. But what to gather? You should know, it's not only the idea. It's not only the idea. There are lots of, this is a personal commitment. There are lots of things that comes along when it comes to the entrepreneurship. You have to bring everything together and then make the chi and make sure that it works. Then once it works, you know the formula how it works. And every time you use sometimes small chi, sometimes bigger chi, and then you will start doing that and you become the master. So this is, there should be a breakthrough. It will take time. You know, when I started a business and this breakthrough happened, had this 5 years of intro. It didn't happen when I started a business. After 5 long frustrated years, when I didn't have a money to put a petrol in my bike, the bike that I had won from my dad after securing a first division marks in SSC. But putting the petrol and everything is my duty, right? And I had to do it on my own because I didn't want to be dependent to my parents. And in this 5 years time, many a time my parents asked me, what are you doing? I didn't have an answer. I told them that I'm doing consulting business. What is that? They don't know what is it all about. And I'm trying to tell them it's HR. What is it? They don't know. None of my forefathers and fathers were into this management. So they don't know what is it, and I couldn't convince them. And I even didn't take a money from them, but I took lots of short loans from cooperatives and this and all that. And one fine day, this cooperative people came and then just took me and then locked me off because I didn't pay them the principal amount and interest. Once landlord, another time the cooperative people, another time a friend almost punched me. I had to tackle with that. I never went to my parents asking for money because educated person, I have to do it on my own and I have to prove it. The ego. And then when I go there to my parents and then talk to them, this is the business that I'm doing and I need money. Why would they put the money if they do not understand what sort of business that I'm into? So I was not able to attract my investors, and my partners were not that capable to bring lots of money. So I had to run the show in such a way that in the 5 years time, it's like kind of like I may not have had this opportunity to have a khaja, tiffin. Thank God I had my families. My dad used to tell me, बाउको होटल छ, आमाको किचन छ, हैन रेस्टुरेन्ट छ, त्यही भएर त तल छ नि, हैन अगाडि बढिरहेको छ तर इनफ्याक्ट yes my dad has a home where I can stay sleep and then my mom's kitchen where I can eat two meals but the whole day I have to manage on my own. That's the most painful moments of 5 years. And then when this breakthrough happened, yes, now there is a hope. But still it didn't work the way I thought it would work. Because everyone will not have the requirement immediately. Every client will not be able to give a business straight away like that. So I had to wait again. I had to think, I had to have different ideas, different innovative ideas in HR. And HR itself was a new business because still I don't see such a competitor of ours because HR service, HR consulting service itself was unique. So it was very hard to make our clients understand the importance of HR, the importance of people management, importance of having an HR department, importance of having an HR policy, procedure, forms, formats and this and that. Then one fine day I realized that okay, I have to, where there is a fear, there is a business. Do you know that? Where there is a fear, there is a business. Then I thought like, okay, where can I create a fear among these people? Then one day I saw that there is a labor court. Shram Adalat. Have you heard this? If you hire people and if you don't give appointment letter, that person may go to labor court and sue you. So that is a place. And I saw that, and then I went there and I asked the person, how many cases do you handle and what is the statistics? And then they showed me in the board that okay, you can see that. Companies who have not provided appointment letter had around 20% of such cases that's going on. People were fired after not following the Labor Act, nearly around like 65%. And there was a situations where this appointment letter fired, and then another case also. There's 4 or 5 such cases, and then I was, oh my God! Now I just drew the whole things, and then I made a proposal in such a way that do you want to go to court or you want to have an HR department? If you have an HR department, and then another was unfair payment, because Labor Act says that you have to pay the minimum wages, and most of the organizations were not paying the minimum wages. There are lots of discrepancies, lots of things were there. So for everything, the organization needs to have an HR department. This message to you as well, to all the entrepreneurs, HR policy, because you need to have a team. Because without the team, without the people, you will not be successful. So how to manage the people is the policy, the procedures, the SOPs. There are lots of things that you must have it. And then with that, I went to different organizations. Then they realized, okay, these are the cases, these are the things. Okay, so ke garni, kaso garni. Then slowly took the pace, but still it did. Then one fine day it was, I almost crossed around like seven years of my entrepreneurship journey, and nothing happened. My friend who worked in assistant positions was into this senior officer positions. He already got a car, he already earns lots of money, everyone is having so fun and then enjoying much, and then look at me, no money at all. And don't know, my parents also don't know that what I'm doing, and that none of the people know that what I'm doing, and even not my friend they don't understand that what I'm trying to do and all. So the frustrated came, and then one fine day I realized that okay, I will want to give up. So I talked with my partner that you handle the business, either you handle the business or let me handle it. If you want to handle it, I'm out. And decision was not made, then I thought like, no, it's too much. I should go somewhere else and then start looking for a job. And I straight away called one of my relatives who was into the deputy general manager position. I told him that I want to meet. I went there and I literally cried that time in his office. I told him I couldn't do it. want to stop. I don't want to ruin my life and career like this. Trying to have this all ego that I'm the one, I'm the boss, I will not work for others, and I want to give up. Then straight away, what he said that, okay, you have done lots of research on HR, you know lots of things about HR, so why don't you allow me to offer you a job in my organization? Well, it clicked. I came to the right place. I said, wow, that's a good idea. Then he straight away, you know how much he offered? He offered me 1 lakh rupees a month. What's that much? I said, yeah. Just you don't have to make a decision straight away. Go back home, sleep over it, and tell me tomorrow what do you really want to do. I went back with so cheerfulness, like I'll be earning more than what my friends are earning and all. I could not sleep that night. I thought a lot, and then early morning next day I called him and I said, thanks for the offer, but I will continue my business. That is the point where I realized that, oh my God, I have to do it. Because I thought like, why is he offering me 1 lakh rupees? Because I have something. The only thing that I have not done is I have not understood I didn't understood my potential, but others have understood it. If I'm valued that much, then I can do something. Then I realized, then straight away, that day only, I made a proposal and went to this UN house. In the reception, I told, I want to meet HR manager. So there are 3 HR managers. Who do you like to meet? I don't know. Just tell one of them that there is a person from this company, Real Solutions, and then if they want to meet me, fine. If they don't want to meet me, I'll go. Then this person, the secretary called, and then from that side, okay, send me. The door opened. I went there. I told them that this is not the way you do your work. Let me do that. Your core objective is to retain people, blah, 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 blah. Not to do all the tabulation, because I had tabulation and all, right? So you can tabulate, these are the things you can outsource, and these are the things that you can do it. And when she saw that, she told me that, Shailendra, we cannot do this way. This is UN. This is not a private organization. But I really like your proposal. I'm going to put forward to this New York UNO. Let's see. If they agree, fine. Good for us as well. After 4 years, I got a call from them that, okay, they have opened up their mind, and they are just providing us to have this outsourced service. So almost right, so bid for it. And then we bid for that, and for 6 years we are providing the selection service. Those who wants to work in UNDP have to go through Real Solutions selections process now. For 6 years we've been doing that, and we have piled up other things. So, but within this 4 years, what I did was I didn't only went to UN, I went to different places, lots of places, with gathering all this tea. I went there, and slowly it clicked. Then when it comes to the recruitment, my specializations was my company specialized in recruitment. I have to simplify the whole process. Then it came the idea of merojob.com, and then we took, in this 4 years time, we developed this merojob.com, and then have it launched, and then with a very slow pace, slow skills, and then with that I took over everything, all the business. My partners, they started selling their shares where they were not fully into that. Then I took over slowly. I bought back all the shares and then made it to myself, and then merojob came. And when merojob came, lots of people around Nepal really feel relieved. You know, the culture in Nepal is आफ्नो मान्छे भएपछि मात्र जिन्दगी बन्छ. So you need a source force, or you need to know someone to get a job, or you need to be someone, you need to know few people, and you have to take their ladders and all. So we broke that tradition. We broke the nepotism culture here in Nepal, but it's still there. But we are there for those people who believe in their competency, who believe, which are the organizations. We have around 16,000 employers recruit through merojob.com, and then we have 300,000, 3 lakh job seekers who believes in our systems and to go through the clear professional way of recruitment process. So since then, it's growing every day, and then it has become a brand in today. And then I'm not recognized as a real solutions MD, but as a Merojob. So it has a brand, but we did nothing for a branding. The branding, how it happened is because we did a good work. It created a good value in people's life and career, and it all happened through the word of mouth. Most effective advertisement and branding in any business. So word of mouth. So this person tells 10 people, and then 10 people again said, use the same formula. If 5 people are satisfied, again they will tell the next people. So that is how it's been happening. And then the Rozgari, I told you that this is how it started. And the iLogic is the IT company to make whole system intact. Now we also have the HR software to manage people, and then we also broke a train in Kantipur itself when we met Kailash Sidoria, and I told him that you need to have an HR department. Now they have HR department. We had this consulting there. We established the HR department in Kantipur after 20 years of the business. Now they have full-fledged corporate HR and our software installed there as well to manage people. So this is the journey that I have gone through. Now I told you I have 16,000 clients with me, 300,000 job seekers in white collar jobs, and for blue collar jobs, that is for Rozgari, we have around like 200,000 job seekers there, and it has a small profile of around like 1,000 employers. But this also works with UN, UN projects, Unilever. There are lots of big projects that we've been handling, and we have around like 76 that's team members in our company, and we are targeting to have 100 team members within this year of 2017. And we are very young. Probably I'm the oldest in age person in my organizations. This is young, dynamic people that we are working together, and we have made the platform for everyone, for myself and for all my team members, to make their career the one. And I want every one of my team members to have a personal brand, because they should be known, not me, because they should be known by their work. Otherwise what happens is they will work for me and I'll have my name, fame, money, everything, and then they will not have. And this is the thing. And everyone, especially Nepalese people, they want to have the good name and then fame, everything. So I want them to have it, and I want them to earn as much as they can based on the result that they bring. I share profit every quarter. Every quarter they get a different check that is beside their salary, and that is the financial incentives. And non-financial incentives are much more. I've made a best culture, as of I know that best culture to work with, and then there's a good environment to work. My organizations, and everyone has an entrepreneurial spirit. Meet any one of my team members, you will see my reflection in them. So the leadership really plays well when you transfer your skill to your people, and if they are successful, you are successful. So this is the journey till now, and then this is the hardship, and then the good part of it. And I'm not done. I told you in the very beginning that I want to have 20 different organizations, different company, and then I want my people to lead those organizations in coming years. I will probably retire in 65, and then I have long years to go. And still, though I have some gray hairs, but I still believe that I'm young. And then I have lots of things to do, and I'll definitely do it. And then everything is possible here in the country, because most of the things are not done, not completed, not started here in the country. Many such, and you don't have to do what others are doing. You can do the way I have done it. When you don't have a market, but still you can make a market. Now there is a good market of HR. Now lots of HR, the specializations is coming up. Lots of interest is coming up. Now organization is giving an interest on people management. So my at the end, my conclusion is for you is to be an entrepreneur, you have to gather all your resources and make a seed in such a way that when you throw that seed, you make things happen the way you want it. But just don't try to do it. Try to gather everything together. And for that you need to, it takes time. It will not happen immediately. For me, it has taken 15 years to come here and then speak to you. And for a few people it may take 2 years, 3 years, but still it takes time. Still it takes time. And then the best thing that you should have is, one is passion. Everyone says that. Another is patience. Tariyata. Don't have too much of patience that some other person overtakes you, because the world is very, very competitive, very fast these days. And then I see that in coming days in Nepal, it's very hard to catch, to be in that pace, because lots of people are now not that type when our fathers' generations used to have relaxed type. No, now much more competitions is happening. So you have to think in such a way that you are competing with yourself, and you are trying to do the best. You're trying to do the best, and then you check with the thermometer or something like that with others that whether I'm trying to do best or not. Life ma ke pani huँदो रहेछ भन्दाखेरि सफलता त्यो मान्छेको सफल हुन्छ, सफल त्यो मान्छे हुन्छ जसको एडभाइजर, जसको सल्लाहकार सही हुन्छ. Those person will be successful who has a good advisor with you. And if you have a wrong advisor with you, त्यो गर्दैन भइहाल्छ नि, यो गर्छ त गर्यो and you will fail. So it's not only having an advisor. Advisor is yourself. So you have to have the good capacity of analyzing things, analyzing the words, analyzing what others are saying and what the market is, and then how the things are moving around. So you should have that the capability of analyzing the whole thing, and then have lots of mentors, listen to them, be humble to them, try to grasp and then participate in such kind of activities, and then not only listen to others but also try to experiment. You will fail, but you will. I mean, in entrepreneurship, everyone says that you are allowed to make a mistake, and then you may fail, but still you overcome it and all. That happens. But beside that, it's only you, because each of you are different in the world. Each person is a human resource, and how much that person is resourceful is that person should know. So self-analyzing, what are my weaknesses? List down your weaknesses, what you can't do. In entrepreneurship, what I also believe that you should have a good salesmanship quality as well. After all, you have to sell your product or service, right? After all, you have to sell that. So realize that you need to have that salesmanship with you, and then for that, what are the preparations that you have done, and whether you have that quality or not. Just try to know yourself, try to explore more and more about you. There is the answer. There is the answer. Every little idea can click. It depends on how much effort that you put and how you focus on the things that you are doing. So this is the message that I want to give, and then conclude with my remarks. Thank you so much.